Okay, I want to cover anchor bolts with you. I did cover this in class, possibly a little bit, and we also did a project where you had to set the anchor bolts in, but nonetheless, just a quick video on anchor bolts. You won't find anchor bolt placement on a blueprint because it's up to the builder to understand the laws, the building code laws, rules about their placement and make sure they place them correctly. So you will not find exact placements on a set of blueprints for anchor bolts. Alright, so the first rule of thumb is 6 foot maximum distance between any two anchor bolt. So if you had a wall and that wall was 12 foot wide, then I know I'd have at least one anchor bolt here breaking up that 6 foot distance. Now the next rule is you got to have one on the ends of every seal board. So you'd have one here and one here also. And this one falls within an area of 7 bolt diameters and 12 inches from the edge. So 7 bolt diameters in this case, let's just say it's a 1/2 inch. That means 3.5 inches to 12 inches for the first bolt. And that would be the same thing down here on this end, 3.5 and 12 inches. So a bolt has to be a minimum 1/2 inch thick in the bolt diameter. It could be a little bit bigger, it could be 5/8, it could be 3/4, but normally it is a 1/2 inch. And if you do 7 bolt diameters, 7 times a 1/2 inch, you get 3.5 inches. So that's where that comes from. So your first bolt will be placed between that space. 3.5 inches and 12 inches, which is that first bolt placement. Okay, the next rule I want to make sure you understand is when you place a bolt, an anchor bolt has to be in the concrete by 7 inches. So the distance from here to here has to be at least 7 inches. And again, that bolt has to be a 1/2 inch. Now normally you buy a 10-inch bolt, which leaves you about 3 inches sticking out. But 7 inches is the minimum that has to be into the concrete. Okay, these are a whole bunch of different bolts here, being the most popular of them all are these ones. But these are several different styles of anchor bolts that are commonly found. Okay. Here in this picture you can see this anchor bolt is right here. And what does it do? It holds down this seal plate right here. So it makes sure you secure the seal plate to the foundation. Okay, the next thing I want to teach you is any seal plate less than 12 inches. So if you have a little section of wall, and that little section of wall is less than 12 inches, you do not need any anchor bolts. No anchor bolts are needed. Between 24 inches down to 12, you need 1 anchor bolt. And then from there above, you need, according to the rules, but you need at least 2. So if the seal plate's over 2 feet long, you need at least 2 anchor bolts. Okay? And then 6 foot on center, you place the first one within 7 bolt diameters and 12 inches on each seam, and that's how you place your anchor bolts. So hopefully this made sense. It's just a quick tutorial. We did do a shop project together, and the shop project does show you exactly how to place anchor bolts. Okay, thank you.